Welcome to the Tactical Tavern. I'm your host Tomas Alas, and in this video we are reviewing the Emerson Hattin. We're going to go over what features this has to offer, taking a look at the pros and the cons in order to find out if this is right for you. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Tactical Tavern so you won't miss future videos helping you save money and upgrade your gear. With that being said, let's cut into it. The first thing I noticed when I pulled this out of the packaging is that it filled the hand completely and was massive. It comes in with an overall length of 9.6 inches. This sports a 4-inch blade comprised of 154 cm blade steel with a Rockwell hardness of 57 to 59, providing some really good resilience without being overly brittle, so you don't have to worry about it snapping. It also comes in with a 0.124 inch thickness and it tapers down to a really nice geometry, so it's not overly thick behind the edge like some other knives have been. Let's just take a moment to appreciate this beautiful blade. It has a continuous curve from the bottom of the sharpening choil all the way up to the tip, and it is like a tactical boning fillet knife, whatever you want to call it. It has some serious slicing capabilities, and it reminds me of like the scimitar from the Middle East with that Persian style blade shape. What I really enjoy about this style of blade shape is that whenever you're slicing through, you're reintroducing a fresh piece of steel throughout the entire cut, which is why a lot of the times you'll see butchers with similar blade styles, because it will just process meat like nothing else. This has a nice swedge up towards the top, which could theoretically help reduce weight and drag while cutting through things, but it's still reinforced to the tip. And I'm happy to say that this also has a thinner edge than the Emerson A100. So behind the edge, it's much thinner, providing you much more cutting capabilities than a robust, chunkier blade. The blade is a V grind, but comes down to a chisel edge, meaning that it is sharpened on one side only, similar to like a Japanese style chef's knife. What I really like is that if you're left-handed like myself, the edge is flat on the inside, so it actually kind of maximizes your cutting benefit, especially while going through any foods. It's going to fall off to the other side, so I think that's an added bonus for any lefties out there. One downside though is that if you do want it for left-hand carry, you have to pay an extra 25 bucks to have it drilled and tapped for left-hand carry, and honestly I think out of the box it should just come with that, especially with the versatility of an Emerson. This blade also has a wonderful balance, with the finger choil essentially being that weight point right there, and it comes in at 3.7 ounces. Favors the hand just a little bit, which makes it very fast and agile for any slicing and carving work. And talking about how fast and agile this knife is, deploying it is also very quick because of that Emerson weight feature, allowing you to deploy it from the pocket in under a second. For additional opening methods, we also have this thumb disc here, which has some great texture to it to provide positive traction when going for it, and it provides numerous ways for you to deploy it. But another thing I really enjoy about this is how it feels when it's closed. You can use it as a Uwara or a Kubaton, or simply just a force multiplier with some nice harder, sharper edges to help you get your point across in a less lethal means of personal protection. The handle scales on this Emerson Hattin are made out of G10 with an ultra grippy texture. That is a pro and a con. If you're wearing this in any like basketball shorts or slacks, it could shred your pockets, so you may want to consider sanding down right where that pocket clip touches if you're carrying this in a variety of different clothing. This locks into place with a titanium liner lock that has some added serrations for ease of action. Carrying this around is a mid-carry pocket clip. I can't say deep carry because it certainly pokes out a little bit, but it is slightly discreet, and you also have a generous lanyard hold towards the back end if that's something you wish to add. I do like that the pocket clip is black, so it draws less attention, and while it sits in your pants, it certainly looks less big than it does when you whip it out. When I opened the package and I got this knife in my hand, it was pretty stiff. I had to adjust the pivot in order to have it loosen up a little bit, but you can simply do that with a coin because it's a flathead and doesn't require one of those funky like T10, T8 screws, so you can easily adjust this in the field and clean your knife and service it as needed. The last consideration for this blade is the steel. This comes equipped with 154 cm blade steel, but fans for years have been screaming for an upgrade to even CPM, S35VN, or even Magna Cut would be nice to see on this USA made blade. So that is maybe a prohibiting factor for some people getting into it, but I assure you it is so easy to maintain and keep razor sharp. So there is some trade-offs there, and it also provides some decent stainless and corrosion resistance. Emersons. If you're getting an Emerson knife, you probably don't really give a crap about the steel, but that is if you're more of a snobby collector. Personally, you're buying this for functionality and the use factor of it, and for me, that is why I invested my hard-earned money into an Emerson, because that blade shape is just absolutely wicked. It has amazing slashing capabilities, a needle-like tip, and is big and comfortable, so even if you're wearing gloves or you have some ginormous Bigfoot hands, you can easily hang on to it and manipulate it depending on what the situation calls for. The weight feature is small yet super effective, providing you extremely fast deployment, and that is something I really enjoy, especially with it also doubling as a thumb ramp to increase your pressure for a variety of different cutting utility work. With all that being said, I absolutely love this Emerson Hattin. I love the way that the blade deploys so quick out of the pocket. The traction is phenomenal. It also actually doubles as a thumb ramp and has a deep finger guard, so your hands aren't going to be sliding up out of the blade no matter how you grip it. Tons of grips and a lot of versatility with that blade shape. While taking a look at the Emerson Hattin in an everyday carry and even an outdoor adventure tool, it melts through cardboards, ropes, plastics, you name it, and it also has that thin grind, lending itself to be very useful for kitchen utility work. All of the features that lend it to be useful in EDC and outdoor adventures make it great for personal protection as well. It comes out fast, it has a strong grip, your hands aren't going to slide up, it's great at slicing through meat, and even in a closed position you can use it as a force multiplier or impact device. I feel that this is a compact version of the cold steel Talwar, but made in the USA, and I absolutely love this Emerson Hattin. I have not been able to take it out of my pocket. It just feels so good, so compact, and I have a lot of confidence when using this blade. At the time of this review, you can find the Emerson Hattin for around $326.95, but also remember that if you do want it drilled and tapped for left-hand carry, you are going to have to pay an extra $25. So if you are a fan of Emerson and you love the designs and hard use, heavy-duty tools, you're going to be an absolute fan of this, especially if you're looking for a little bit more of a compact self-protection roll. This thing feels so lively and well balanced in the hand. I can't say enough good things about this, other than you are going to be investing a pretty penny into this blade. For some of you, that might be an astronomical amount to invest in a pocket knife, but for me, this has quickly become my favorite Emerson of all time because of the versatility and capabilities. I have a lot of confidence with this blade. Do me a favor and let me know, what do you think about Emerson knives and this Hattin in the comment section down below. While you're there, also let me know, what other gear would you love to see featured here on the channel. If you enjoyed this review in particular, please make sure to drop a like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Tactical Tavern so you won't miss future videos helping you save money and upgrade your gear. With that being said, thank you for watching. My name is Tomas Alas, and I'm excited to see you in the next video. Remember, be prepared, be practical, stay tactical.